Leather boots. Let's have a look at that cave. But ominous. They're quite the huge tracks. Are they owlbear tracks? Is that the owlbear cave?
Owlbear tracks.
Haha.
Its nest must be nearby.
I didn't even need a check. Oh. And the nest of the owlbear. The owlbear went this way.
That stench. Dead owlbear prey, no doubt.
Who I want a heavy stone for? What does it do? Now we have two, a growing collection of heavy stones. I also don't know why I'm encumbered. It won't be my 500 heavy stones. Ah. If you don't recognize her already, that's Saloon or Saluna.
Like a shrine to Saluna over there.
In English. I usually have a quiet E for that. And you can recognize her especially with this staff here, which looks like two crescent moons. It's like a small shrine here.
Feel that? Magic. A spell sealed that chest tight.
And you can see on the chest is also a Saluna's seal. I wonder if something happens when I just take the offerings to that shrine. Nothing's holy. Here we have the war between Saloon and Shar. An ancient tome detailing how Saloon came into being along with her sister Shar. The silver, radiant Saloon and the dark, alluring Shar complemented each other and brought an orderly distinction between light and dark in the universe. That was a rather short book. Let's have a look over here. Because I already know. Find something here.
Over there.
Here we have another book, The Genesis of Saloon and Shar. A dusty volume that speaks of the conflict between the sibling goddesses Saloon and Shar after Saloon ignited the sun and brought life-sustaining light and warmth to the universe. Yeah, eternal opposites. And here we have a Saloonite prayer sheet. Prayer dedicated to Saloon, imploring all to accept the Moon Maiden's blessings and share in her bounty.
Just an old prayer.
Unfortunately, we don't have any actual prayer text. But since there's a Saloon's seal here, let's have a try and read that prayer.
My prayers are
See.
answered.
We unseal the chest. Because if you actually try to open the chest before doing that, you take quite a lot of damage. Like radiant damage because it strikes you down. I never tried, but I would love to know if you played a Saloon cleric, if you could just open it, or if you would automatically be able to speak a prayer.
You should leave it, or even destroy it if possible.
But why?
This rubbish is an offering to Saluna. At best, it's worthless. At worst, who knows? Could be cursed. Do not trifle with that moon witch, or her trinkets. Only trouble will follow.
The kind of funny thing about that is that putting cursed things into chest, or even cursing your own chest, is way more of a Shar move than a Saloon one. But we know out-game, and we know from her character sheet that she's a Shar cleric, but in-game, we apparently don't know. Why exactly do you care so much about Saloon? 15. And what I really like about this game, just like a small detail, is we're trying to insight Shadowheart. And in this decision, she can't give us guidance, because it would be against her, and why would she guide us against herself? But since we gave the amulet to Gale, we can still get guidance. Come on. Well. Very close. Let's roll again. Hope for the best.
should have stayed quiet. You want the truth? Fine. I worship Shar, mistress of the night, Selûne's twin and foe. Now that you have the truth, please don't make a big fuss about it.
The thing is, if you know that, now I can speak a little bit more openly. This symbol here kind of also looks a bit like the symbol of Shar. Of course, the symbol of Shar is just a purple circle and a black circle around each other. So, kind of looks like that. Beside the golden carving, I guess. Well, given the circumstances, I don't care who you worship. We have bigger problems at hand.
True. I didn't think you'd react so pragmatically. Perhaps I should have told you sooner.
So, now that the truth is out, tell me more.
Talk to me later. We've got more pressing matters to see to right now.
Let's go to camp. Now let's first look around here. Can we open the chest? Ah. Why do I have to make a sleight of hand check? Because I don't want Shadowheart to see it? Let's have a look what happens now. Attitude. Oh, we lost attitude, actually. Ah. She doesn't enjoy it. Let me write. Can we just read it without upsetting her? Read it. This tome describes the ancient initiation rites observed by some who worship the moon goddess Selûne. When a youngster came of age, they would be left to fend for themselves, deep in the wilds. There, they would show their skills of navigation and self-reliance, as well as their determination to return to the Moon Maiden's silver glow. Once they found their way back to their people, their faith and standing as a follower of Selûne would be beyond any doubt.
Selûnite coming of age rites? Barbaric nonsense.
Let's try to take the Moondrop Pendant. When the wearer has 50% hit points or less, they don't provoke attacks of opportunity. I think we just lost it once. Alright. Guess those both ways lead to the same. And there we have an owlbear cup and a big owlbear.
You feel the quake of its heavy footsteps before you see it. An owlbear.
Now the heck's
its
wide
beaked
big.
face looming out of the darkness.
What's this? Something weak, something tender. Won't even have to chew you before I feed you to my son. Soft meat.
Hey, but she still takes the effort to talk to us. You know, you're injured. There's still half a spare lodged in your head.
It's a splinter. I've gutted bigger threats than you with worse.
Actually, it's the spare. You know, just allow me to leave. I'm no threat to you or your cup. I don't seek any violence. Ah, that should work out. 30. Ha!
You're small, weak. Killing you would be a waste of time. You can go, but you make one wrong step and I'll rip you to shreds.
And Gale and Shadowheart are very soft regarding animals. There is another owlbear egg. Yeah. Let's just leave. Go for needless violence. I mean, on the other hand, owlbears are probably hunting humans as well. So, Come, my friends, let's leave the cave.
Have you wondered what people will say when they find out the monster hunter is becoming a monster?
I've faced countless perils and conquered them all. This will be no different.
I've always had a soft spot for the confident ones. They always disappoint though.
Until that point I wanted to say, oh, is she flirty? Guess not. Go up here. I wonder how you can get here to this part. Oh, and there's a beehive. Let's take some honey. There's a dog. Aww. Beside some obviously dead guy.
Keep moving, stranger. Quietly.
What happened here?
I told you to go.
Garon tries to peer at the dog's collar. Guidance. Nice.
You see a name etched into the leather. Scratch.
That's really cool. I think the collar wasn't there before as well. You're Scratch, aren't you? Come here. It's alright.
You know my name? Interesting. A predator wouldn't care to learn it. Still, you should go.
I'm not a predator.
My friend is injured. He needs rest.
I'm sorry, but I don't think he's going to wake up, like, at all.
Of course he will. And then we'll return home.
Oh. If I may ask, what happened to your friend exactly? Since when is he sleeping?
We were attacked. With cackling, furry things on two legs. And their smell, it was strange, rotten,
Demonic
evil.
transformed hyenas.
You know the creatures he describes. Gnolls.
Maybe I should always wait for the checks. Anyway. Come on. You can travel with me if you like.
No, I won't leave him.
But, you know, just if he doesn't wake up, follow my scent. I have a camp nearby. You're always welcome.
If it comes to that, I may.
Gale approves, Shadowheart approves, Wyll approves.
Thank you.
I want to pet the dog. And we can have a look at the guy. He has some apples, some gold, some leather boots, and 3 letters. Let's start with a personal note. A Gomwick. Be doubly careful on the way back to Baldur's Gate. I've received more reports of attacks on travelers throughout the region. I can't have my best messenger winding up face down in a ditch somewhere. Watch yourself. Better late than never. Postmaster General Dunzo. Yeah, doesn't look like it worked. The soft letter. Daven, it's a boy. He's healthy and perfect. I've named him after his father. Come back and see us as soon as you can get leave. Love, Flora, and Daven Jr. Gosh, do I even want to read the last one? The tough letter. 9 fingers. I won't come back to the city, not while you have your thugs looking for me. If you want the debt paid, you'll have to trust me and collect it yourself. Go to the graveyard and look for where M. Curvin is buried. Get digging and you'll find enough valuables to settle matters between us. Don't go looking for me. I'll know when I'm safe. S. Sounds like a quest. And you know what? Pick some mushrooms. Words I rarely say in my life. And then let's rest up. But so far no way to get up here. Maybe you can you go here? Can't get there. Anyway. Let's rest up. And it feels like a waste.
Sharp as ever.
Anyway. I also want to just talk with Shadowheart, you know. And maybe Gale. End the day. Still here. But unfortunately, it doesn't seem like Scratch is here. Oh. I hope he comes around. The Shadowheart. And I mean, really, look at this tent. You don't want to tell that you're a Shar cleric? I would think about that design choice.
Shar's blessings upon you.
Oh. I want to talk about your Shar worship.
I'm sure you do. But please try to understand that it's not something I can just talk about freely.
Oh, being so curious, let's try to persuade her. You should trust me. We're in the same boat, after all. 10, that should be doable.
Very well. Perhaps there's potential in you. Let's see how you handle this. I am indeed a disciple of Shar, mistress of the night and lady of loss. I assume you've heard of her?
I mean, just to share more about Shar, remind me.
My Lady Shar is the Night Singer, the patron of darkness and loss.
Sounds like a miserable realm of influence for a deity to hold. Fascinating. Please, continue.
Most fear the dark, like children, because in darkness they see their fears reflected. But Shar teaches us to step beyond fear, beyond loss. In darkness, we do not hide. We act. Pain, hope, the promise of better days. All of these are heavy cloaks that bend our backs and burden our hearts. We shed those cloaks. Before Shar, we stand gloriously naked, beyond the vanities of mortals.
How exactly do Shar worshippers turn people to their goddess? Is it on their own free will?
We tear down the lies the world is drunk on. The institutions they trust, the so-called gods they worship, the lives they cling to. We destroy false idols, topple corrupt organizations, fight heretics wherever they're found. There's often suffering, death even. Many people break before they embrace Shar's truths.
Sounds quite evil.
Well, if that troubles you, perhaps you should fetch the bailiff to arrest me. Ah, but there's no bailiff here, is there? Just leagues of wilderness and the dangers lurking within. We're in this together, but I'll happily go it alone. My faith will keep me company.
Let's turn to other matters. But it's also interesting that it's like, the reasoning is a bit like the world is evil and there's no hope in everything. And to show people that, we break their hope and we do evil things. Isn't that like a self-fulfilling prophecy, kinda? I mean, if you have to do something to prove that it is like that, what you're doing... Ah... I may ask, why were you in pain before, in the Druid Grove?
The wound on my hand. It never quite heals. And sometimes it causes terrible pain to rip through me. It's my burden, though, from Lady Shar. I can feel her influence somehow.
But why would Shar subject you to such a thing?
I cannot say. Not with what I can recall. But even then, it would not be for me to question her will. Lady Shar has her reasons.
I wonder what it is. And I mean, so far, it was when we did things she approved. Kinda like when we help people and she approved. So maybe it's like punishing her for approving of something which would go against Shar. So maybe like to control her belief. What exactly causes it to hurt you? Is there any pattern?
It's difficult to say. Sometimes I wonder if it's supposed to be guiding me, punishing me, testing me.
I guess.
But perhaps it's none of those. Perhaps it's completely random. I'd like to hope there's more to it than that. Some meaning that Lady Shar will reveal to me when the time is right. Until then, all I can do is endure.
But I mean, that's devotion, to just accept it. Is there, anything I can do to help you with it?
I don't think so, but you're sweet to ask. Maybe just be patient the next time you see me wince or cry out. It'll pass quickly enough.
Oh.
It always does. Pain is sacred to followers of Lady Shar. Pain will give way to loss and then to the peace of her eternal darkness. You can tolerate a great deal of suffering so long as it has meaning.
I think we already tried that, but let's try again. I want to get you to know you more, Shadowheart.
You already know my biggest secrets. What more can you ask?
What exactly drew you to Shar worship?
She took me in when no one else would. Without her, I wouldn't be alive. She's my mother. She nurtures me, cares for me, loves me. Don't believe the lies the Selûnites tell.
I mean, I guess Selûnites would also say that she, causes suffering. I guess you would agree on that. So, tell me something about yourself besides Shar, besides tadpoles.
What? Besides my life's calling and the greatest problem I've ever faced? Well, I like night orchids and can't swim. Is that the sort of thing you meant?
You have to point out night orchids to me if we ever pass some.
It's a deal.
Anything else you'd care to share?
No, I can't. I mean, I literally can't. There's certain things I can't remember right now. Shar's secrets must be preserved above all else. All who worship her know this. I have had certain memories suppressed, voluntarily, so that I can serve Shar without compromising her. If I manage to return to Baldur's Gate and fulfill Shar's mission, then my memories will be restored.
I really wonder... I wouldn't doubt that she maybe voluntarily got her memory suppressed, but if someone alters your memory so much, couldn't they not also just alter it so that you think you did it voluntarily? Guess we'll see. You've had your memory suppressed. That seems extreme.
Of course. It is an act of faith, not to be undertaken lightly. Shar will reward me when I succeed.
Right. Yeah. I think she's very interesting as a companion. Very interesting character to have around. I think, beside that...
No
look.
time to dally.
Still fair. Gale's good. Wyll is neutral.
No time to rest. Need to find a way forward.
Talk to Gale.
Go ahead. I'm listening.
Well met.
What do you make of Raphael and his deal?
He brings to mind a story. The devil with the silver tongue. An old fairy tale my father read to me. The kind with a hero, a villain, and a moral. A farmer made a deal with the devil, so the story goes. In exchange for the farmer's dearest fruit, the devil granted him a bottomless coin purse. The farmer's dearest fruit, naturally, was no apple nor peach, but his beloved daughter. We can learn a lot from fairy tales. Don't you think?
Oh, the last one sounds so mean. But I think the second part matters more, so let's take that one. Spare me the parables. I've no intention of bargaining with the likes of him, with any demon, devil, whatever.
That's because you still have hope. But when he becomes your last hope, remember this. He'll require of you only what you're least ready to part with, and then require more still. You might think you'd give up anything for a cure, but the devil won't take just anything. He'll take everything.
Well, considering that we know his pact, I guess he's talking from experience. Let's go to bed.